So today I have a trio of GMTs to show you guys. These are from TRIBUS or TRIBUS, depending on how you want to pronounce them. Two of them are actually lent into the channel. These two right here, lent into the channel by The Watch Mission on Instagram and YouTube. They are a young channel. They lent me in these watches. I'd like to give them a shout out. Please go and follow them on Instagram, follow them on YouTube, check out their channel. He has some really cool watches, very affordable watches that he's been doing videos on. So definitely check them out. I will put a link to his channel down below, also his Instagram. I have my TRIBUS right here. This is the cream dial version. I love the cream dial from TRIBUS. I think they make a beautiful dial. I put this on a North Street strap. This is a strap that actually was sent to the channel by the brand North Street. They are located in Connecticut. These are handmade in the United States. What a beautiful strap. I put it on here and I haven't removed it since. I think it looks really, really good on there. I actually have another one to show you, and I'll show you that later on when I do my wrist check. So very quickly, I just wanted to go through some of the differences between the three watches and some of the similarities. So one of the similarities between all three of these watches is the case. Now, if you look at the case, now this is an aftermarket strap. You put aftermarket straps on both of them. They are rubber. I believe this is like a Barton Strap. However, I believe this came on a leather strap. This probably came on a leather strap as well, or maybe a rubber strap. He put it on an aftermarket that's sort of molded to the case. It doesn't really fit that well. As you can see, it just sort of pops up. Not something I would have chosen for this watch. I don't like molded straps, but you get the idea. This is the ETA powered version. This was slightly cheaper than the SOPROD powered version. Now you can see the difference is that you get a central GMT on this watch, and you have an inner rotating bezel that is actually controlled by the crown right here at the 2 o'clock. And by the way, it is screwed in, which is really nice. A lot of brands, you know, you get 150 meters of water resistance with these watches. A lot of brands don't put a screwed in inner rotating bezel, and I think that that is probably not the best idea. I like a screwed in inner rotating bezel. If there's a crown, especially if you have 150 meters of water resistance, just screw in both crowns. So this crown is screwed in as well. So the big difference between these three watches, these two watches and this watch, is the movement. So you're getting the ETA 2894 or 93, excuse me, in this watch, and it is COSC certified. So both of these movements are COSC certified, so that is not an issue. I think that they charge less money for this movement, so they charge you they did charge you slightly less money during the sale. This is the sort of Pvd coated gunmetal case. I actually was very close to buying this version, but I wanted to actually have the SOPROD movement, and I also wanted to have this cream dial because I think this cream dial is pretty nice. This also gets a power reserve, could be also the reason why it was slightly more money than this version. This gets this orange and black setup, black on the second hand, or excuse me, red on the second hand, orange on the GMT hand. Now the GMT on this version is actually controlled from the crown, so that I would say is actually more desirable. Both of them are office GMTs, which is very good. So just moving the GMT hand, there you go, and it is the GMT hand that moves, not the local hour hand, as you can see, and it only advances forward, which is fine. There is no date on this, which is fine with me because I don't really care for the date. And that's really it. You have black hands on here. It's a little bit hard to read depending on the light, so you have a black hand on a black background. I think TRIBUS have a little problem with legibility, and I'll get into that in just a second. So the case, though, on all of them are basically the same. You can see this one is also Pvd coated. I think these were like the last ones to really sell on their sale because a lot of people were trying to avoid that gunmetal case. I don't know why. It's really good looking. It really does look good. I like it. And like I said, this is the SOPROD. So this is basically the sport version of the one that I got. And you can see you get at the 12 o'clock position, you get a power reserve. So both of these are pretty low on power. All you need to do with the SOPROD, it does hand wind, it does hack, just unwind till it pops and then wind the movement. You can see the power reserve there increasing pretty steadily and that's it. Now, the only problem with this movement is, there you go. You could see that the GMT hand is tied to the hour hand. However, if you want to advance the GMT hand, and again, you could only advance the GMT hand, instead of putting a pusher, they put a sort of pin pusher here. So I would have liked to see another crown or a pin pusher to actually operate, or actual pusher, excuse me, to operate the GMT, and maybe turn it around so that the power reserve was here. And the I don't know if they could actually do that, but give it a little bit of a different setup so that you didn't have a pin pusher. It's more difficult. They give you a little tool with it to change it, and that is kind of disappointing. Now, this one was a little bit more expensive than this one because in addition to the power reserve, the GMT, you still get that pin pusher right here. You get an inner rotating bezel, again, screwed in crown. All of these are COSC certified. And you get screwed in crowns on here with 150 meters of water resistance. All the glass is the same on these. They're all a boxed sapphire, boxed and domed sapphire crystal. So very, very similar specs in terms of size and that sort of thing. You have the SOPROD movement in here, a little bit nicer, again, a little bit higher grade, I would say, than the ETA. Maybe not. It could be the same grade. Maybe this one's just not decorated. But they are both COSC certified. So very quickly, I'm going to do measurements on the GMTs. On the SOPRODs. And then I'll just so you could see if there is a thickness difference. That's probably the only thing that could be a difference between the two. So 41 millimeters. I believe that the SOPROD 110, I think this is, was meant to be a drop-in replacement for the ETA 2892-93. So it should not be, there should not be a thickness difference. So 12.4 millimeters in thickness, and then on the ETA version, it is, well, it's a little bit thinner. Well, 12.4. That's what I'm getting. Okay. It's just because of the domed sapphire crystal, the boxed sapphire crystal. So basically the exact same thing. The lug-to-lug are exactly the same because you're getting the exact same cases, 49.4. And then you have a really nice crown on these, very big crowns, 6.8 millimeters. Now, I was disappointed when I got this because the time-only version does get Loom. They did not put Loom on the GMT version. I don't know why. That doesn't really make a lot of sense to me, but very quickly, let me show you what I have on my wrist, and then we will do a quick loom shot. I'll also talk a little bit about price, but prices on these have changed, so keep that in mind. Very quickly, I have another North Street strap on my Bulova Chronograph D. This is a vintage Bulova Chronograph D. This is the alligator North Street strap in blue with a bead blasted buckle on here. Sort of a Hermes buckle or something like that. I think that Hermes use a buckle very similar to this, so it's sort of a copy of that. You can see just a cool watch. This is one of the coolest affordable vintage chronographs that I think money can buy. I've seen these go for as little as 300 and change on eBay. I follow them religiously because I really do love them. I think they're really good looking, and I want to get another one. And I have missed out on a couple boxed acrylic crystal screwed in case back. This one's been, refinished a little bit in the case. That's why I got that bead blasted buckle on here. I'll put a link to North Street down below. I'll put a link to their Instagram and their website so you can check them out as well as checking out the Watch Mission. Very nice guy. Really do appreciate him lending these into the channel. I was really excited because I was, really on the fence about getting one of these versus the one that I got. I'm glad that I got the one that I did. However, I do like these a lot. So here it is on my 7.5-inch wrist. It is basically the same dimensions as the one that I have reviewed, which is the TR03. I believe this is the TR02, I want to say. But I will put that down below if I am wrong. Dual crown. It doesn't wear any bigger. This crown is kind of small. It's actually grippy, but small and sort of compact towards the case. So not a big deal. Doesn't add anything really to the wearability. Not a huge fan of this strap that he put on it, but the strap that it came on, I'm sure was good. But this is sort of an integrated or close to the case strap. I'm not a fan of that look or the feel of that, but that's, you know, personal preference, and that's just, you know, how I feel about it. And then here is the sport version of the version that I got, and this is on a Barton strap. I like Barton straps. They sort of curve towards the wrist, towards the center of center of where the strap meets the actual case. I think this looks good because you have that red accent on the dial, and it sort of matches the strap. So I think this strap choice is really good as well. Not that I'm here to critique anybody's strap choices, so but there you go. 7.5 inch wrist. Again, same exact dimension, so wears exactly the same. And then finally, my watch, the watch that I purchased in that sale. I paid $500 for this watch. I believe that the sport version of this watch was a little bit more, maybe around $600 during the sale. And then the ETA powered, the yellow watch that we were just looking at, that was a little bit less expensive. It was around $400 and change on a strap, so about $490, $480, somewhere around there, and definitely worth every penny. And there you go. I really do like the look of the sport version, but I really like the look of this non-sport version. Even though they both get 150 meters of water resistance, you don't get the inner rotating bezel. That's the difference. That's what you're paying for. It's a little bit more. Those also have PVD coated cases. I put this on an aftermarket strap because, like I guess the Watch Mission, I didn't really love the strap that it came on, so I wanted to do something a little bit different. And there you go. I think these all retailed for over $1,500. And during that sale, you were able to get them for 70% off, which I think is really good. So there you go. So this is, like I said, North Street right there. It says, you can see that So Prod movement, and it gets the same sort of buckle on this strap. Very nice. Anyway, very quickly, we're going to do a Loom Shot. Like I said, I call it the non-sport version. That does not get Loom. The other two do get Loom. I'm not sure how that Loom is. I don't remember if the TR01 that I originally had on my channel for review had very good Loom or not, but let's check it out and see. So that is really disappointing. The hands actually look like they're loomed, but they are not. That is white paint inside of the hands. I guess to give you contrast, so you could actually see them against these black backgrounds because they use black hands. That makes no sense. They should have used Loom here. Especially at the price that they're asking for these, you know, without the discount. 70% off, definitely forgivable because you're getting a pretty high-end watch that's really well made for, you know, $500, which definitely I understand, you know, the Loom on here, you know, you're getting pretty high-grade movements for that price. There should be Loom on here. That's a big mistake. I hope that they revamp these and put Loom. I think they definitely need it. Anyway, thank you for logging on, guys. I'm going to wrap up the video here. Don't forget to go and follow the Watch Mission. I will put a link down below to his YouTube channel. Give him a follow. He's definitely a very nice guy, and he has some pretty cool watches to show you guys, so definitely check him out. Please also don't forget to check out North Street Straps. Really awesome straps from that brand, made here in the United States, handmade in the United States. Really nice straps. Please also don't forget to like and subscribe. Hit that bell icon. It is super helpful for the channel. I very much appreciate it. Follow me on Instagram. My Instagram is WatchChrisBlog, all one word. Other than that, I have nothing really more to add. I am very disappointed that there is no Loom. I feel like I'm trying to charge it, and it's just nothing here. Nothing. Very disappointing. They actually make it look like there is Loom, but there is absolutely no Loom. Not a good move, Christopher Ward. I did not know that. This I was less surprised that there was no Loom because it's sort of a dress watch, but these two kind of sport watches, so definitely should have Loom. Anyway, thank you for logging on. I'll catch you guys in the next video.